Okay, today is August 26th, 2011, Friday, approximately 6 o'clock p.m. And I'm finally getting ready to start the process of removing the motor from this wrecked 98 Ford Escort ZX2 Sport. I've been meaning to get started on this project for a while, but I've been preoccupied with some personal things in my life, so it's kind of consumed me. But ordinarily I wouldn't consider pulling the motor and trans out of this car until I was ready to actually start putting it in the other vehicle, which is going to be receiving the engine. But circumstances somewhat changed a bit. Just got laid off of my job on the 19th, and so I'm kind of needing the money out of this car itself, the body. So I'm going to go ahead and start the process of pulling the motor, and that way I can throw this car on the tow dolly and take it down to the recycler yard and get what I can out of it. In the meantime, I'm going to try to pull off a few things and sell them. This door, for example, untouched, perfect condition inside and out, full door. I hate to sell that to the metal recycler for scrap. The trunk lid is also complete. I've actually got the spoiler that was right here. Thought I had somebody that was going to buy it, but they never come for it, so I can put the spoiler and the lights back on it. But you know, I'd kind of hate to sell some of this stuff to the recycler center, but I ain't got time to mess with it. So basically, we got everything set up here. We got my tools and, of course, trusty Chilton's repair manual, or Haynes repair manual, not Chilton's. Ford Escort Mercury Tracer for 91 through 2000 model, and this is a 98, so that falls in the category. Now, I've never pulled an engine out of a 98 Escort ZX2. I've never pulled an engine out of any Escort ZX2, and to be completely honest, I prefer pulling motors out of rear-wheel drive vehicles because I just find them to be simpler and, you know, a lot more basic, but got to get it done one way or the other. And of course, I can't make a video without my mother calling me. But so according to the book, what I got to do is, of course, pull the radiator out and air conditioner, which clearly that's already been done. I've already got the radiator sitting over there. Air conditioner was totaled out in the wreck. It still had a charge, but it was buggered up pretty good. So we've got all that out of the way. I got to pull the battery box out, pull the air cleaner. Basically what this is supposed to be is disconnect all the vacuum lines and electrical connections and coolant tubes and such. And I got to get in front of the engine here, and I got to pull off these accessories, get the drive belt off, tensioner, got to pull the power steering pump, air conditioner compressor down off the bottom, alternator, you know, move all this stuff out of the front. And there's a voicemail, always when I'm making a video. Get all that to where I can move this motor to the front just a little bit. The book says that this comes out motor and transmission as a unit through the top. So I got to get all the accessories off here, pull the catalytic converter, leave the exhaust manifold on there. It says I can pull it with the intake manifold on it. Also got to jack the car front end up and pull the CV axles, half shafts, whichever you want to call them, and then set the car back down on the ground with the axles out, and that will allow me to pull the motor and transmission transaxle out as a unit. And then I've got to bring the car around where I've got that other Escort over there. There's my A-frame and chain hoist, and get some chains or straps and stuff, and finagle this thing out here. And I think when I'm done with it, I'm going to set it down in that old pickup truck bed that I've got there, and put it on a pallet, tarp it, until I'm ready to put it in the vehicle. So I don't know how much work I'm going to get done on it tonight. I just got back into town running some errands with regards to my unemployment. So I ain't going to get a whole heck of a lot done tonight, but at least I can get a start on it and I'll get something done. First thing I'm going to do, pull this hood off and get it the hell out of my way so I don't have to work around it. The sooner I get this engine and transmission out of here, the sooner I can put this thing on the tow dolly and haul it out of here. Now I do have 4 good wheels with kind of sort of decent tires, and this actually had brand new Michelins on it when I bought the car, but I already gave or sold the tires, whichever way you want to think about it, to a best friend of mine for a birthday gift. So I've got some tires on it, holding air, most of them except for that one. But you know, time for me to start on this little project and start pulling this crap out of here. And I'm going to try and label, you know, the vacuum lines and whatnot. Going to get some masking tape and such. That way I can keep everything straight. Of course, these ain't going to stay on here. I put these on here just for the benefit of being able to start the car last minute. Had somebody that might have been interested in the computer, but he wanted to see that the engine ran, so had to do that. And it was actually kind of a bitch because the wiring going to the fuel pump was damaged and the fuel pump quit. My fault. Left the fuel pump out in the rain, and so I had to take it out of that housing, and I jumper wired it directly to a 12-volt source just to get the engine to run. But in any event, she's been sitting here for a good long time now, just waiting for me to do something with it, and it's time for me to do something with it. I already sold the power steering pump reservoir and a few other little bits and pieces off of the car. So hopefully it ain't gonna be too much longer before this donor engine is out of this 98 ZX2 Sport, which is heavily wrecked, and ready to go in the recipient car. And there's the recipient car, 99 Escort ZX2. The motor does run. In fact, I just recently posted a cold start, old start video of starting this car for the first time in a number of months. So the engine does run. It'll pull itself, kinda, sorta, but it's got one dead cylinder and one cylinder that's on the way to being dead, so need a motor for it, and that's where that Rec 98 comes in. I'd really like to get this car back on the road as soon as possible so I can put my other car, my 97 Ford Probe GT with the V6 and a 5-speed standard, out of commission until I can finish fixing the issues with it. And then eventually this car is going to go up for sale so that I can pay off my truck. Or I might just say the hell with it, sell the GT, keep the Escort. Better mileage, 4-cylinder versus 6-cylinder. Of course, that's a damn automatic. Yuck. And that's a stick. I prefer standard to automatics, but most people prefer automatics to standards. Go figure. So anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, and I'll probably be making some update videos on my progress of pulling this thing out of here. And once it's out, we'll kind of show it. Get a few things off of it before we send her to the old junkyard for the crusher to crush her flatter than a pancake. So, thanks for watching. Peace out.